But what are the elements that makes you say this is mine, right?
The soil is the most important things, and the climate, and also the people in behind. First, the soil. Give me good food, I will give you good wine. Second, the climate. Third, people. In this order, not in the other order. I know some great pianists on the bad piano. They make good music, but the best thing is to have the good piano and the good pianist.
Welcome to another episode of On the Road Edition, hosted by Stevie Kim. Each week, Stevie travels to incredible wine destinations, interviewing some of the Italian wine scene's most interesting personalities, talking about wines, the foods, as well as the incredible travel destinations.
Okay, welcome to Bordeaux. And of course, we are here with the grande Olivier Bernard. He wears many, many hats. Firstly, he's the owner of Domaine de Chevalier. So, Olivier, would you like to tell us 5 things about Domaine de Chevalier?
5. So the first one is that this property is a unique situation in the forest. We are completely surrounded by forest. And this forest is part of the terroir, is part of the microclimate we have on that property. That means the forest is a little bit colder, freshness, elegance, and biodiversity. That's the forest.
Okay.
And that helps the wine. So this forest is part of the wine. The second thing is bio and biodynamic. Because if you want to make a great wine, you need a great fruit. And a great fruit is coming from a great terroir, for sure. But this terroir must be respected. So we have to go bio and biodynamic, no doubt. But I have to say that in the normal year, when everything is normal, we can go bio and biodynamic, no problem. But in the difficult year, we have to make another choice. So this choice of bio and biodynamic, I do every day. We can change a little bit. So we don't have the certification, and I don't need the certification, but this is more a philosophy of winemaking and wine growing in the vineyard.
So you have biodynamic farming here. Yes. Not every year.
We have been bio and biodynamic in the last 10 years,
Okay.
but with 24 and in the next vintage, I promise you that if the conditions are exceptional, you have to answer with something exceptional.
Right.
And bio is not enough.
Okay.
So sometimes I have aspirin, sometimes I need something stronger, for my body. It's the same in the vineyard. When the conditions are good, everything is okay with bio. But when the conditions become complicated, we have to save the vineyard, the fruit, and the vineyard is not done to be sick. It's not done to have disease. And no, the vineyard is done to have nice fruit every year.
Okay.
And we have to go as a winemaker, we have to do this way.
Okay.
No doubt. So the third thing is we do here red and white, and these two parts of my head, because the word of white is very different from the word of red. The red is coming from the soil. The white is more from the sky. The white have a lovely freshness, when the red must come from the soil with this body, with this tannin. So we are not talking from the same product. And in my head, when I produce these two wine, is two parts of my soul and these two wine.
Right.
Number 4 is the best wine of my life, no doubt, is the wine I will make tomorrow.
Okay.
Every day, with all my team, we work for tomorrow.
All right.
And so we invest. There is no revolution, but there is an evolution every day for everything. And nothing is done here like it was done 10 years ago. It's not because it has been done 10 years ago that we are doing that the same today. No, there is always an evolution. What is the best for the quality? Quality. And for me, even if the market is a little bit difficult at that time, if you make good wine at a good price in bio, you will always find somebody in front of you to buy your wine.
Right.
Great wine, good price, in bio.
Okay.
Always a customer in front of you. Number 5 is one family. One family, I arrived here in 1983. I've done 42 vintage only. I will be there for the next 10 years.
Right.
No doubt, with my children. I have 2 boys, Adrian and
And
Hugo.
they're both in the family
They
business.
are both for nearly 10 years with me. One is selling wine, one is making wine, one is next door doing the blend of the vintage 24. He's a lovely guy. He knows very well, much better than me. When the children are better than the papa is even better. So the family is here.
Okay, that's fantastic. Olivier, so I have a bonus question for you. Last night you organized this fantastic blind tasting. I mean, absolutely crazy. So what was the rationale behind organizing these type of blind tastings? And do you do this quite often?
I love wine. I dedicated my life to wine. And I like the things you like to do, you don't count. So for me, it's not a problem to open my last bottle. And yesterday we opened my last magnum of Chateau Margaux 1924.
Yeah, crazy.
This wine was 100 years old, and I had 3 30 years ago, and I opened 3 in the last 30 years, but that was the last one. But I was so happy to share this bottle with people who like it, because when you open a bottle like that, you need to have people who like, especially for a magnum. So, magnum is not a bottle for 2 people. Huh? So we had this 24, we had some 64, 84, 2004.
So the theme of the night was the vintage 4. Ending with 4.
Yes, and we are in 5, but I call them the forgotten 4 because normally I like to serve this year 5 because we are in 25,
Okay.
and 4 was last year.
Right.
But I still have this bottle, and I want to open this bottle of Magnum of Margaux 24. That was the right time to open it when he was 100 years. So his time. In 10 years, it will be too late for him. So it was the right time to open with the right people. So I have a big cellar and I have a big collection of wine, but I like to open my wine, I like to share. I like to have a nice ambience because the wine is, I know some incredible, intelligent people who love wine, and wine is a product of quality. And around the wine, you can talk about different subjects with many people who like wine and some other things in their life. And the wine, we can talk the whole evening, the whole night. And you will not do that with a whiskey or with gin or rum. Wine has this other dimension because wine is coming from the soil, from very deep soil. And there is another dimension. This dimension is the dimension of emotion. And I love emotion in the wine. And I think we had a lot of emotion yesterday.
Oh my God, it was absolutely crazy experience for me personally. We're here with Olivier Bernard. He's, of course, the principal of Domaine de Chevalier, but he is also the president of Cru Classé des Graves de Pessac-Léognan. And in the past, in the very recent past, I met Olivier because he was the president of Union Grand Cru Classé. So your love for Italy, right? So tell us a little bit about all these different roles that you have.
First, when you work in a business, and I work in the wine business, in the wine production for more than 40 years, it's also very important to work for you, but also for the community. And I do that for a long time. I've been on the board of Union des Grands Crus, Pessac-Léognan, Cru Classé de Graves, Académie des Vins de Bordeaux, Académie des Vins de France for more than 20 years. And I love that. I love to give a part of my time to the what we call the interprofession. That means the business done with different people. And I think we need to share this time for the group of, not only for you, the community is very important. So I do that for a long time. And because I love wine, I love to share, I love to meet people. And I've been in Italy many times because when I was president of the Union des Grands Crus, with Vinitaly, we have done many things, many testing. I've been in Merano many times also. I've been also in Modena recently for a wonderful champagne exhibition.
Oh, yes.
We have a lovely dinner in the Museum of Ferrari, and Enzo Ferrari put on the wall, the best Ferrari build is the one I will do tomorrow. And for me, on my whole is the best wine of my life is the one I will make tomorrow. So I don't know who copy the other one, but I love the story of Enzo Ferrari. And 15 years ago, perhaps 20 years ago, I'm very proud of that because we have made the two cities, Castagneto Carducci and Léognan, my village here, part of the appellation Pessac-Léognan. We have done these two cities, sister city. And we have done that with the owner of Sassicaia, and he's a very good friend, he's for a long time. And so the mayor of the two cities, and so there is music, hunting, dancing, a lot of things we share between these two villages for a long time. Food, wine, because of course in Castagneto there is some lovely wine and lovely food. So I love the story of Castagneto Carducci and Léognan.
So what about in a blind tasting?
Yeah.
Because you have a specialty of blind taste.
Yes.
How can you tell the difference between, for our audience who are less wine geeks, if you will, how can you tell the difference between a Bordelais blend from Bordeaux and a Bordelais blend from Tuscany?
That's a good question. First, blind tasting for me is very interesting because if you know the label, because of your memory, you will be a little bit convinced about the wine before to test.
Right.
So if you taste blind, you have nothing in your head. You have just a glass of wine in front of you. And so you have to test with your palate, with your memory, but you are not helped by the name of the property.
The label.
And that is for me very important, especially in a dinner. I love to do that because, if you serve a bottle of Petrus, all the people will say, it's a great wine.
Yeah.
So, of course, Petrus is a great wine, but it's a great wine, especially if you don't know the label, and I love that. And I love surprise. Surprise
Yeah.
is the wine, all the art, music, painting is a question of emotion, of impression, to be surprised. And the blind tasting is much better when for that different element, for emotion, for everything, when you don't know, because it's your palate, your tasting, your time, and I love that. So to come back to your question, we have Cabernet Sauvignon in Bordeaux. If you go at Château Latour in the north of Bordeaux, in the Pauillac region in Médoc, and we have nearly the same grape variety here with a majority of Cabernet Sauvignon. The Cabernet Sauvignon of Domaine de Chevalier are very different from the Cabernet Sauvignon from Château Latour. And the Médoc and Grave and Saint-Émilion and Pomerol are making quite different wine, and I love that. And even in this village of Léognan, you cannot talk about the wine from Domaine de Chevalier, the wine from Aubailly or Smith-Lafitte. Even if we are in the same 5 kilometers, there is a diversity. And that is a lovely expression, diversity, the complexity of the wine. And I love that. So when you taste this wine, but we are in the same village, quite different, but from the same family. So you can say, I think this wine is from Pessac-Léognan because it's from this region. You can see that it's from this region. When from Pauillac is another region. In Bordeaux, it's another region. And from Napa Valley is another word. It's not another region, it's another word. And the wine from Castagneto with quite a lot of Cabernet Sauvignon is another word. They are much closer from Bordeaux than from Napa, because they are very elegant. I like elegant wine, and the great wine from Italy are very elegant. And I love Italian wine because they have this another expression, fruit expression, quite different from Bordeaux. And this fruit expression are very, I think is quite easy on a blind tasting to say that this is Sassicaia and this is a Domaine de Chevalier. If you give me these two wine, I promise you that I can tell you. Sometimes I can be wrong, but generally speaking, I will be right.
But what are the elements that makes you say this is mine, right?
The soil is the most important thing, and the climate, and also the people in behind. First, the soil. Give me good food, I will give you good wine. Second, the climate. Third, people. In this order, not in the other order. I know some great pianists on the bad piano. They make good music, but the best thing is to have the good piano and the good pianist.
Okay. And with that, I think we can close. And this is a wrap coming from Bordeaux, Domaine de Chevalier, with Olivier Bernard. Merci beaucoup.
Avec plaisir.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of On the Road Edition, hosted by Stevie Kim. Join her again next week for more interesting content on the Italian wine scene. You can also find us at ItalianWinePodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. You can check out our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, to watch these interviews and the footage captured at each location. Ching ching!